Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Facebook Live. I'm Carolyn from Carolyn's Creative Classroom. I'm going to give a couple minutes for everybody to come on in. How's everybody doing? Anything new with you guys? I know you're probably getting pretty close to, break, and I know sometimes the kids can be a little bit crazy. I know some of you are virtual and Zoom meetings, and some of you are face-to-face trying to figure out how to do, the holidays. So, pop on in. Let me know how you're doing. Are you going to be face-to-face, virtual? Are you hybrid coming up in January? Kind of tell me what's going on in your life. Anything new? Catch me up while we wait for a couple people to pop on in. Yes, you are absolutely right, Anna. This is my new building. It's very exciting. We're obviously not done. So yes, this is my new setup. I promise you it won't look like this on the next Facebook Live. Tomorrow is painting. I'm so excited about that. We're going to be doing like a gray color that you see right behind me. And they're going to paint it. They're going to do the baseboards. And tomorrow we look for flooring. So I'm just so excited. We're just inching closer and closer to finishing the building. So today's video is all about literacy centers, but it's geared for pre-K to kindergarten. However, if you are a first grade teacher or a second grade teacher, don't leave me, because you might be able to alter some of these centers and change it up for your kiddos. So as you can see here, it says, run, run, it's time for some gingerbread center fun. So that's my t-shirt for today, because it's all about literacy centers geared gingerbread. So I will be giving away, like you see right behind me, 16 literacy centers, and they are laminated, they are cut out, and going to be shipped to you. So whether you want it shipped to your house or shipped to your school, doesn't matter, it goes straight to you. And you have to do nothing but add maybe a couple manipulatives or something like that, but it's ready to go. No, prepping it all pretty much. But they don't include the material, so you'll just have to supplement whether you need magnifying glasses or whatever. So all the items I'm showing you, they can be found either on Amazon, and I'm going to link up all of that kinds of stuff through my Amazon store. And I'm going to put it all together, and then I'll put it into the description that you see above on this Facebook Live with all the links. So I know a couple of you said you couldn't make the Facebook Live today. No big deal. And you'll be able to catch all those links that are right above, along with, after this Facebook Live, I'll link all the Amazon stuff. So it's just easy access for you. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Anna. Hi, Shelly. So like I said, I'll let everybody kind of pop on in, and, if you don't mind, hit that share button. More the merrier. The more people that are on, more we can bounce some ideas off of each other. So yeah, hit the share button right now if you don't mind. And all these centers, like I said, are going to be pre-made, but I will start selling more of them on my website. I know some of you purchased some of them already on my website. I hope to build that library of pre-made stuff with this building. So I'll have much more room with all my laminators and cutters and everything like that to be able to bulk up the volume of pre-made centers. And so let's get started, guys. Like I said, I have an entire table filled with stuff to give away. So if you are face-to-face, perfect. If you are Zooming or Google Classroom, again, I have some that's going to work for you as well. I tried to mix it up so that everybody is covered. And if you do win and it gets shipped to you, I would love to see pictures or maybe even a blurb on how you used it and how it went. So my husband is actually in the house, and he's going to be picking random winners. And we are going to post all of the winners tomorrow, because I plan to enjoy some awesome dinner, and I'm calling it a night and passing out. So stay tuned tomorrow for all of the winners. You will have a special code on every single of the centers I'm going to show you, and you'll type that code in when I tell you. And that is how you get entered into the pre-made centers. So the longer that you stay on this Facebook Live and you type in those special codes, the more centers you'll be entered into. So if you can only stay for a little bit, no big deal. You'll be entered into the ones that you type the code in. So that's how you win. All right, so let's get started. Hello, hello, guys. Yes, they are. So the first one I'm going to show you is, I know I've talked a lot about staple centers, you know, the ones that you can use all year long, and then all you do is change out those themes or you change out those skills. I'm going to say 90% of the ones that are behind me are staple centers. These are things that are in my centers all year long. I don't have to spend too much time reteaching it. So once they master it, we'll practice, practice, practice. Usually we do that, practice with everybody. And once it's absolutely perfect, these are going to be the centers that can carry you over. Like literally, there was a time that I needed to use the restroom and I flagged down my principal. And he's like, oh my God, they're in centers. I'm like, trust me, they're fine. I went to the bathroom and he watched my class and he just stood there like this. And I came back and the kids didn't even know I was gone because it was so fluent. They knew the expectations, they knew what to do. But I also had so many of these staple centers that it was, easy. Every single kid was inside like either a different center or there was two to a center. So these are the things that are going to help you all year long. And the first one is going to be my poem center. And it comes with an I can poster so they know exactly what they're doing. And because some of them, I obviously, of course, differentiate. So I do have where I laminated them double-sided, depending on like what I want them to do, because each kid's going to have probably a different recording sheet based on what I want them to be working on. And then there's a poem. And the poem, as you can see here, it's short and sweet. It's a chant that, rhymes, so it keeps them engaged. And we teach that whole group, and then that's in the center, because really that's the only thing that is different. And it's usually, I put it in morning meeting so that we'll sing it together. Once they got it, they got it. And this is a really cool center that you're able to differentiate. So this is my letter one. However, I do have sight words. So here's letters, sight words, and then because I told you this is going to be pre-KK, it includes more, but for the hard good portion, I do have pre-primer and primer that I included. If your kids are already starting to blend, there are CBC word ones. And then if your kids are already advanced and they're past CBC words, CBC E words. And another CBC one that I absolutely love is what I call the see, say, and then they check. So you fold this here and you put a clip so they read it. And of course it has the green, the yellow, and the red, so they know red to stop. And then once they go jam, and then they open it and then they see obviously it's jam, so they know that they did it right, so it's self-correcting. So if you have CBC, those CBC ones that are blended, I usually do in my small groups for CBC. However, this I usually use more in centers because it's self-correcting. So whether you're face-to-face or you're virtual, this center actually works either way, because you can have the chant and the poem and be able to sing with the kids during that Zoom meeting, and then you can hold up the cards. And then they can either you send them the recording sheet or they record on maybe something like a whiteboard at home. So, and you can include these cards maybe in a pocket chart behind you so that they can see it, or in centers with the pocket chart. So this comes with everything. So the person who wins this gets to choose, do I want centers geared towards sight words, alphabet, CBC, CBCE, so every single one of these that I've shown you. So you're going to type in this special code, which is poem, and then you're going to tell me which one you want. Do you want the alphabet one, the sight word one, the CBC, the CBCE, the CBC flip one? Lots of choices. So I will actually probably pick 3 winners for this one. And here's what we're going to do. So you're going to type in the secret code poem, and then I want you to put which one you would like. And then the rest of them are going to go on my website that you can purchase later. So to be able to win this, you do have to type in the word poem, and then tell me if you're pre-K, I'm sure you're going to go more towards the alphabet one. If you're in kindergarten, you might want to choose maybe more sight words or CBC, unless you have a bunch of kids that you think that are ready for CBCE. Your choice. So that's the first center. Like I said, this is a staple center, so it's something that you can reuse every single time you change out your centers. So this is the gingerbread one. However, I have like turkeys for November. I have ghosts and vampires or whatever for Halloween. So I theme it, and the kids are excited then each month because it changes up for the theme. So make sure you've typed in poem, and I'm going to be moving over to number 2. And that is sight words. Sight words are those words that the students can recognize like that immediately, and usually within like 3 seconds. And they could read it without trying to decode. So this is not a CBC word. Being able to recognize these words by sight obviously helps them to be able to read faster, and the faster they read, become better and fluent readers. So yes, just teaching sight word is not the end all, it's not the be all, but it is important. And it's just as important as teaching phonics and phonemic awareness. And usually as a kindergarten teacher, I am the first person to teach these words. There are some pre-Ks that are structured that do begin like the early sight words. But again, I'm usually the one introducing these words. Usually within the first few weeks, we jump right into them after we've familiar with alphabet. And there's a ton of strategies, there's a ton of techniques. I'm not going to say which one's right, which one's wrong, but I usually use a combination, because remember, what's good for one child might not be what's best for the other child. So teaching sight words through songs, games, your morning meeting message, using manipulatives, all that stuff is wonderful. So what I'm going to show you is a sight word mat. Again, this is going to be one of those centers that rotates every single month, so they know exactly what they're doing. However, you can differentiate depending on what sight words the kids are doing. So you keep them in little baggies, and then you know which students are working on which sight words. So if you've taught 5 new sight words and you really want them to work on it, perfect. Or if you're going to maybe your MTSS students and you're going to backtrack, it's perfect for that as well. So sight word mats are hands-on. They're themed. Again, they're my staple center. And because I absolutely love my iCans, this is again one that comes with an iCan poster, so they know exactly the expectations. I don't really have to reteach it. Sometimes you just can tap it and they know exactly what they need to do. And then it comes with mats, and I printed 5 mats out so you can use it in centers or in small groups. There's a mat on one side, but if you flip it to the back, there's a second mat so that you can differentiate. So this one is building it and reading it. This one is building it, writing it, and reading it. So, and like I said, this is going to be geared towards pre-K and kindergarten. So I just did the pre-primer and primer. However, this resource does go up to 3rd grade. So if you do have that outlier that's reading well above, so if you don't win this and you do want to purchase it, this takes you all the way to 3rd grade, so you can really differentiate. So you have the sight word cards, and then you have these really cool, and they're all different colors, letter cards, and they use these to manipulate and build the words. Usually I'll start this center as a small group, and then once they've mastered that, then I move it on to having it into a center. Sometimes with those little pieces, they can get lost. So what I like to do is add Velcro. Up to you if you want to add Velcro, but this is laminated, printed, and cut out, ready for you. Oh no. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up or say hi or tell me you can't hear me. Can you hear me, guys? Is it frozen now? Let me know if you can hear me or if you can see me. I am in my metal building, so maybe that could possibly be it. Am I frozen to you guys? Let me know. Are we good? Let me know if I need to tell you a little bit more about the sight word one. The comments are a little bit behind. Let's see, scrolling through. Tabitha, can you hear me? Kathy, can you hear me? I'm going to keep going. Hopefully you can still hear me and see me and I'm not frozen. Looks like I'm good. So if you would like this sight word one, type in sight words. And like I said, the mats are included, the sight words are included, everything. Oh, good. Yay, Sandy. So the code for this one is sight words. Sandy, do I need to explain it a little bit more, or were you able to hear? Okay, so let's try. Okay, it looks like I'm back on. I'm sorry, guys, if it's freezing. Oh, good. Okay. So to be entered into this one is sight words. Hi, Jen. Welcome. If you're just joining me, you're very lucky because I am holding up the secret word to be entered into this one. So type in sight words. I'll give you guys a couple minutes to type that in, and I'll go grab the third center. There is a bit of a delay, so I'm sure. Hello, hello. I hope that this fixes everything. So let me know if you can't hear me or you can't see me. You gotta love internet. Sometimes it's a bit crazy. I know that you guys dealt with that when you are virtual, so hopefully you have some patience with me. So if you can hear me, leave me a comment down below. If you can see me, leave me a comment. Hopefully it's not freezing anymore. We're trying a different thing with internet. Gotta love it. And it's a middle building, and we haven't put all of the, bells and whistles to make this work. So hopefully you can see me, you can hear me, and we can get started with our gingerbread literacy centers. Again, my name's Carolyn from Carolyn's Creative Classroom, and today we're going to be giving away literacy centers. I did show the 2 centers already, and I'm going to restart the center 3. So if you're just joining me, no problem. Let's get right to it. And if it was freezing before and you're joining me again, thank you. I appreciate your patience and understanding. So yay, I'm glad it looks good. We actually tried something different. We're using Steve's phone. the good old hubby to save the day. So thank you. Please do share this because the first one's a little wacky and crazy because we didn't get to finish. But so let's start with the third center that we're going to talk about is blending mats. And one of the big key skills in kindergarten is the phoneme segmentation. And it's really important when you're trying to teach writing. And a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, my kids can't write. I don't know what to do. And usually they try to force writing down their throats, but if they don't understand that, words are broken down into component sounds, if they can't select the letters that represent that sound, then they're not going to be efficient writers. So they'll spend so much time trying to sound words out that they lose their train of thought, and then it makes writing unbearable. And so you have to backtrack on the skills and you have to build upon them. And this is one way that I do build upon it. And I try to hit this in our small MTSS groups, our RTI groups, our stations. So here's how I do that. Is usually I'll take the blending mat. And again, this is one of those centers that, again, can repeat month after month. All you do is change out the skills. So going with gingerbread. We have the old lady that's going to be chasing the gingerbread mat. You have, of course, the gingerbread that's going to run out of the oven. And then you get to change characters. So you could be the fox that's swimming. You can be a gingerbread that's the Superman one. So if you caught the gingerbread books, Facebook Live, then you know about this one. And then I have, if you wanted to be the character of like a sheep or a horse, whatever, chasing, I have gingerbread girl and gingerbread boy. So you have different mats, and I printed 5 of each of these mats so that you really have a whole class set, and you have enough to do small groups if you wanted them all to be the same. And so I begin with the mat, and we use the bingo chips. They come in like huge, like red, yellow, green, and that's usually where I'll start and have them manipulate the sounds. And they can segment the sounds. They can place, one game chip under like each box, and then you can have them say the name of the each of the picture and push up the chip. You can also use the really cool characters that I've added for you. Super easy. You have a popsicle stick, and then you have the characters, and then you manipulate it to blend the words. Now, this is not just CBC words. I do have letter cards in here, but I also include other phonics skills. So you'll see like the CH, TH, WH, you'll see the R controlled, OR, AR, UR. So you have different cards that you can choose. So you have the letter cards, obviously you have the phonics skilled cards, so you can really differentiate with your group of kiddos. And then again, you have a ton of different character cards that also go along with this center. And that just helps students be able to have choice, because when they have choice, they're more engaged and then they enjoy the center more. Tons and tons of characters. So I included all of that and all of the mats, and they are already laminated, cut out, ready to go. And this center, like I said, is one of the essential centers into reading to writing. And I actually hot glued them down. I'm going to show you because I want you to see. So the characters on a stick like this, but one thing that is really cool is that you can actually add Velcro. If you're planning to use this center and you want to reuse it, add Velcro to the cards and then Velcro onto the popsicle stick, and then exchanging whatever your themed characters are super easy. And you only need 5 popsicle sticks, or how many ever you have in your center. And the kids just absolutely love it. And I try to pair them up so that they have a self-correcting buddy. to be able to make sure that they're sounding out again. This is a center that's also with me as well. So if you would like to win this center, the key secret word is blend. So make sure you leave me a comment down below for blend. Like I said, this is a center that I use. So like if you watch the dental health one, I had a tooth fairy that was flying. November, I had the turkey one. So this is like one of those centers, again, that you can just reuse, and that you don't have to teach them the expectations because they already know what to do. It's just switching out, you know, making it differentiated to what your kids need or the themes. So make sure you type in blend while I go grab the next center. Yay, I'm so glad you guys can hear me. All right, I'm going to give you a couple seconds to be able to type the word blend in while I pull out the center number 4. And center number 4, going with pre-K and kindergarten, is alphabet mats. And just like sight words, alphabet mats can be used over and over again. You're practicing letter recognition. You can use these ideas to make hands-on alphabet learning fun. And these are a fantastic way to keep kids to be able to build fine motor skills that usually get neglected. So those fine motor skills like gripping the pencil to write are so important. And not only that, these are a phonics component on each one of these mats. So again, you can differentiate a little bit more too. So all the mats start with beginning sound pictures, and there's a word associated with that picture. In this pack, you'll find the uppercase and the lowercase. But I also wanted to include, so if you wanted to get a little bit harder, I included the soft C and G's. So let me pull that up. So right here you have and cinnamon. Let me pull up G. So you have girl, and then you have gingerbread. So you're pulling in tons of vocabulary. So there are tons and tons and tons of ways to be able to use these mats so they don't get boring. And one way is to use Play-Doh. Of course, kids love Play-Doh. Another one is to use tweezers or tongs and use pom-poms to build the letters. Of course, I love my awesome mini erasers. I might even have a huge addiction to mini erasers because, again, you can theme them as well. And, of course, I have little gingerbread people. And you can find, usually you can find these Target, you can find them on Amazon, and you can find this little really useful box that I have these cute little gingerbread in that looks like this. Amazon. Another fun way that the kids like to practice with is Floam. I don't know if you've used that, but you can find this on Target. Target usually has it in the dollar section. Kids absolutely love using that Floam. So it comes with, like I said, all of the letters. And I know you're asking me, okay, Carolyn, well, I'm not face-to-face. How can I use that center? And in this packet, there's also a blank version where if you laminate it, then you only have to make how many ever kids you have. And again, different versions. So you have blank ones. You have ones that have the pictures that explain how to do it. And they're fairly large so that you do have enough space to be able to build the words with those manipulatives. And all you have to do really is add the expo markers or dry erase markers to write on these mats. You only have to make how many, like I said, how many of you have for kids, and you'll be able to use this virtually too. And then you could make your own Play-Doh, so you can add different kinds of smells, and you know, so you can theme it that way too. If you wanted to add ginger to be able to make it smell like the gingerbread Play-Doh, I've done that. The kids absolutely love that. So to be able to win this center that comes with alphabet mats, all you have to do is type in fine motor, because I think fine motor is a skill that is often, you know, we don't get to teach it, and especially kindergarten. You know, pre-K we have a lot more opportunities, but kindergarten, it's one of those we need to cram down so many skills down their throat, and it's one of those that I just think is really, really important for those kids. So type in fine motor. Awesome, I see some people. Welcome back, Valerie. You just missed a center, so no big deal, but all you have to do, Valerie, is type in fine motor. And those are going to be the alphabet mats. And this is the gingerbread theme. So like I said, I do have alphabet mats that are different themes. And I also have different designs. So this one's more of like a brown with polka dots. But I have ones with like candies and some other different looking ones for gingerbread too. I think I have 4 different sets. So you can pick and choose like what you really want. So type in fine motor. And I'm going to pick the next center. Thank you, everybody who came back. I do appreciate it. Thank you for being patient with me as my internet, again, was spotty. So I really, really excited to have so many awesome people join me. And we're going to move on to center number 5 and going with alphabet because it's pre-K kindergarten. And another way to do that is using Play-Doh. And with Play-Doh, I love the stampers because you can use stampers for multiple things. You can use the stampers to build CBC words. You can build sight words. So what I do in my center is I call this the stamper center for Play-Doh. So Play-Doh stampers, and then I can have multiple different levels of difficulty in this center. So just like my other centers, again, differentiate. So this one, again, another staple center. It gets exchanged and changed out. So in January, I have some snow ones. I have different other kinds of themes. And this one's the gingerbread, and it looks like this. And you're going to build the letters here with the Play-Doh. And then you can see here there's a picture of a dry erase marker. So you just add dry erase marker, and then you here have a place for the stamps. This is one that you'll do have to purchase the stamps. And usually I go for the Play-Doh ones. However, these ones that you can find on Amazon are amazing. Like and I'm going to link it into the Amazon links that I told you, because when you think about, okay, I'm spending $15 or I spend $30, so I spend $15 and they break it every year, or I spend $30 and I've had this set for like 5 years. So these are so durable, like literally, I'm going to show you to get close up. So perfect handle, because usually the Play-Doh ones are teeny tiny and then the kids smash them and then the plastic breaks. I can't tell you how many times these have been dropped and like nothing happens to them. And you can see here the indentation of where it goes into the Play-Doh, and it just shows like the letters so much easier. And I have some other centers where I've done sight words and CBC words. So again, it's one of those things that they all share these really cool stampers, but they're all working on a different skill. So they're all engaged, but they're all using the same materials. So it's perfect for if you want to differentiate. And the alphabet mats is one that I usually will start heavily in the beginning all the way till like January. And I start to phase it out, except for obviously my little outliers that are struggling. But that would be the center that they know exactly what to do. And for pre-K, it's perfect for almost all year long practicing those letters, because you're getting your fine motor rolling the Play-Doh, you're getting writing, and you're getting, being able to stamp. So the kids absolutely love this center. I did laminate this front to back. However, you do not have to do that if you don't want to. And then I just leave a little tray and the kids pick the different mats and exchange them. Again, another thing to get them engaged is making your own Play-Doh again. So using the gingerbread, I do have a really cool, I held on to that, I think in my files, how to make the gingerbread there, and you cook it. It's awesome. So to be able to win this alphabet Play-Doh stampers, you get the set of 26. All you have to do is type in the secret code DOUGH. So I will give you a few seconds to type in that secret code DOUGH. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. And the secret code was DOUGH, and I'm moving on to the center number 6. Now, this center is going to look familiar if you've been following me for a while. However, it's going to look different on Teachers Pay Teachers. So I'm sure if I pull in a card, you know exactly what this center is. And it's formerly known as I Spy. However, I have changed the title of this creation because I am going to be branding it, and you're going to see it say search and spot. So the students search for whatever the skill is, and they spot it, and then of course they're circling it, and then depending on what the skill is, they might be tracing it or writing it. So going with the pre-K kindergarten, alphabet is the skill, and again, it's themed gingerbread. So you can see where they're teeny tiny letters in these really cool pictures, and then off to the side are letters that the students will trace. So if they find the letter P, for example, they'll circle the letter P, and then they'll trace it on the other side. So all you need for this center is some magnifying glasses and dry erase and the cards. And like I said, I absolutely love my eye cans. So the students know exactly what they're doing. Again, another staple center that all you're doing is exchanging the themes. Now, like I said, this is alphabet, but that is not the only thing that I have. So I also wanted to tell you that this center actually gets carried over to math. And you'll see here I have numbers. Here you can see it subsidizing. So these also come in different math skills, all the way up to I think in 3rd grade I have multiplication, I have sight words, I have CBC words, and the students know exactly what to do. They see the cards, and I'll label the different cards into different baskets. So my struggling students might be in the yellow, my on students might be in green, exactly. So it's easy for them to know exactly what cards to pick up. And again, they're all in the same center together, mixed, but they're all working on different skills, but they're all engaged because they know exactly what to do. It's a super fast, prep center. You literally print, laminate, and cut out, and then you have dry erase markers and some magnifying glasses. Now, I do want to explain, too, that these magnifying glasses, because I admit I've done this center for so many years, and my first thing was to buy the dollar store magnifying glasses, and of course when you buy cheap they break, and these is something I invested in, and let me show you. This is learning resources on Amazon. Again, they are very durable. My kids again have dropped it so many times, and the lenses don't come out. I want to say this is at least 6-7 years old, and I've kept them, and you can see it's easy to sanitize. Again, I would definitely, if I was going to, I'd purchase these. The holder is separate, again, but when you invest in a little bit more, this might be something that you get later on. it just keeps it so organized, and I'm very OCD about my centers and being organized. So if you do want to invest in a little bit more, I will link that up on Amazon so that you can see it too. And the kids are so excited because every single time I'm changing the themes out. If we're doing community, helpers, if we're doing Winter Wonderland, whatever the theme is, I exchange them out. So they're constantly changing so they're not getting bored. So, because it is no longer I Spy, and I'm going to be changing it up because this is something that I'm going to be copywriting, I'm going to name it, like I said, Search and Spot. So the key word is spot. Super easy word to type. And you'll be winning the alphabet set, or I'm going to give you the chance, because I've already cut out the numbers or subsidizing. Just let me know which set you would like to win, whether it's alphabet, numbers, and the numbers do go to the T numbers. So they do go to 20, or subsidizing, your choice. I still have to get out the sight words CBC ones on Gingerbread. I just ran out of time on that one. But those will be coming soon. So type in the word spot. And I'm going to be moving on to center number 7. Now this center does not have a keyword, but this center is a freebie in my store, so if you have not caught that, please do catch this freebie. You'll only find this freebie in my TPT store, Gingerbread, but the rest of my Roll and Write, Polar Express, and all those other themes are on my website. So I do have a link on TPT to click you over to my website to get the rest of them, and they are all freebies. And this is a staple center because to play, it's so easy. The students will roll dice, and you can obviously find dice anywhere. This is the dollar store, it's big, and whatever number they land on, they have to either write the letter, the word, whatever your skill is. So it's so easy. All you do is download, and then you type in the words that you want. And I figured since it's a freebie and you're going to want to be able to edit it, that I wouldn't ship this to you. So you have the dice down here, and then you will type in the words that you want them to work on. Or if you wanted to work on, let's say, like at words, like cat, hat, bat, fat. And then once they've all rolled the dice and they reach the tippy top, they have to go back, and then they have to highlight the at words. So there's like so many different ways you can differentiate this. It's crazy. And the kids are so engaged because they like to be able to have their themed mats. And I try to, as best as I can, give you multiple different kinds so the students can pick which ones they want. Of course, students love dice. They love to play games. They like to be competitive. So this is a freebie that's easy. Literally all you have to do is print the resource, edit and print, and then make copies or whatever. And students love dice. However, sometimes it gets a little bit loud. And one of the key things that I like to do is making sure that they keep the dice not from falling on the floor and they're all like wrestling to go get it. Is I use the dice, and then I have them roll the dice inside of here. If the dice rolls out, they lose their turn. So that encourages them not to obviously throw the dice across the room, because they want that number so that they can win. And so you eliminate the dice rolling everywhere. You eliminate it being super loud. And then if you wanted to really get them engaged, add special pencils or pens. I know the kids love to get those smelly pencils or whatever, but they come in different like flavors. So, use gingerbread, or like the kids like to do the changing color pens. So it's easy to be able to throw those little things in there. And then you have the kids engaged. So again, free center, all you have to do is download on Teachers Pay Teachers. I linked it up above, and grab this freebie. And I'm going to move on to the next center, which is sensory bottles. And I actually haven't shown this center in, I don't think, in any of my Facebook Lives. So I started sensory bottles when I was in pre-K, like a long time ago, like before I even had my teaching degree. And it was more so used as a tool to like help kids self-regulate. And, you know, I had it in like our cool down or calm down corner, take a break. And we changed it out through the themes. And then I got to thinking when I was in kindergarten, I was like, I use that to calm down, but you know what? They love it so much. How can I include this in literacy and math centers? And one of the ways to do that is to add beads or letter tiles. So you can see here, all I did was add letter tiles, and then this is like sparkly beads with it. And then I added like themed erasers, and they shake. And then they look for the first letter that they see. And they write that letter down on their recording sheet. Now, if you've been following me, you know that I just posted these recording sheets. So it looks like this. And then they trace the letter. Now, if you're telling me, Carolyn, they already know their letters, I need something that's a little bit more challenging. No problem at all. So you use the same exact letters. Let me show you this one. This one I love. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. So I added different types of glitter, some bigger, some smaller. I added some different size beads that you would use to make little like necklaces, but also included in that is our letter tiles. And this one you can use for sight words. And I know that you're like, how are you going to do sight words? Well, so what I had the students do was once they found a letter, then they had to go to the word wall and they had to find a word that began with that letter. And this is a freebie I made in my store as well. It's the word wall recording sheet. And then they had to write the words that they found. And then they had to use it in a sentence. And then I had them illustrate the sentence that they wrote. So that's how you can incorporate letters and sight words into using these. Now, I'm going to show you some really cool ones that don't involve letters because I do have pre-K and I'm sure you guys want to see some of the other ones. Of course, we're going with gingerbread. So I absolutely love glitter. I could like shake this all day. I'm not joking, guys. And this one is glitter with the pom-poms and the clear Elmer's glue. And I do want to say that I've gone through a lot of trial and error through all these sensory bottles. So please, if you make your first one and it doesn't, work right away, no worries, because I've gone through it. I've like had magnetic stuff rust inside it. I think one time I even grew mold one time. So you live and learn, and you definitely play with the different kinds of things. So like this has, like I tried to make it with big glitter so it kind of gives you the snowy effect. And you have beads, you have pom-poms, and then I have, it's hard to hear, but I have jingle bells inside of it. So you're getting different kinds of like sensory. So you're seeing and hearing. This one's different kinds of candy. Now, I do recommend that you make sure that you hot glue the top because the kiddos are probably going to want to get into some of your sensory bends or sensory bottles. If you're using, like these ones are from Michael, so they're cheap. I like to use them. They're clear, but you can find like other shapes based on what, like, think about what you want to put inside of it. And then there's different like Voss bottles, there's plastic spice containers, there's like craft bottles that are like more oval. And you don't always have to put liquid in it. So like this one, I have the gingerbread candy, and I have little teeny tiny gingerbread in this one. And you can see I have pom-poms, I have buttons. So I just thought of different, like, and the gingerbread came from Sprinkles. So, I mean, super cheap, easy to do to be able to add that. Another one that I love to do, watch this, I love glitter, guys. But watching the bubbles and watching it go through, I could like watch this all day. This is actually clear water beads, and then I changed the color of the water using the watercolor. Like this is just a little bit brown, and then I added some glitter. And it just makes for a really cool, you know, sensory. So this obviously is not something that's going to be in your literature center, but it would be a perfect cool down area. And then you could always add, you know, from Joann's, they have the fabric that swirls like this. You could hot glue that here and make it look like a gingerbread. So, I mean, I gave you a bunch of different kinds of ideas. Like I said, you could add clear glue. The clear glue kind of slows things down. You can also use like different kinds of oils. You can use shampoo and just kind of play with, you know, different materials. I use the Sharpie to draw on it. Obviously, you want to make sure it dries before the kids touch it. But this is a center I just like had to show you guys that I incorporate. And again, because it is a freebie, I didn't have the code for this one, but I wanted you to know that you can download both of these recording sheets to keep kids engaged and accountable. So this is a center that I hope that you do explore if you haven't tried already. And let's move into a center number 9, which you can win. And this is Write the Room. Again, one of those centers that is themed, and I try to incorporate all year long. Again, I love my eye cans, and again, differentiating as well. So I have letter cards, and then I have sentence cards. So if your students are practicing like the vocabulary, and they're not quite writing sentences yet, show you. And the best part of this center is like it keeps the students up and moving around the classroom, and they're focused because, you know, they get to be able to get that extra energy out. And then you're able to differentiate because you could have any level of kids going all around at the same time. I also posted my very first Write the Room on YouTube, and how I did it whole group. I also wrote a blog about, so I'm not going to dive deep into Write the Room, but it explains exactly how I do it. So you have 12 different vocabulary cards. This is usually, I'll teach because kids come with very little prior knowledge in some of the schools that I taught at, and so I teach the words. And then if the students can already read and they're writing, then I do have different sentence cards, and we read them whole group as well. And then we also talk about the ending punctuation. So each one of these will include period, question mark, exclamation mark, question marks. Every single set will have the even number, so you get 4 of each. And then to make it super fun, I like to incorporate really cool glasses. And of course, we're going with gingerbread. We have to have gingerbread glasses. I usually will punch out these just so it's not dark for the kids, but you can go to the dollar store this year, and I got some antler ones if you wanted to go for like the Christmas theme, and you have some Christmas trees, but you can make your own and find plastic ones and add your whatever design you want. And then you also get a recording sheets, and like I said, it's differentiated. So you have ones that they have to trace the words, And then you have ones where they have to write the words independently by themselves. And I know you're asking about, I'm sure, about the clipboard and why I do this. So, like I said, there's 12, so there's 6 on one page. So the students can flip the clipboard, I don't know if you can see there, and then they can see if they need to flip their paper over to write, and it shows both sides. Just a little trick if you wanted to purchase those. And then the students have to, oh, and my pre-K friends, I do have Denalian as well, where they have to trace. If they're writing sentences by themselves, here's the paper for sentences. Here's the paper if they're going to be tracing the sentences. And then I have a sheet where they have to make up their own sentence using that vocabulary word. So you really get to hit a bunch of different levels with this center. So if you would like to win the Gingerbread Write the Room with the letter cards and all of the recording sheets, all you have to do is type WTR. Because I love Write the Room, and it gets tiring typing Write the Room, so one of the ways I shorten it is WTR. Yes, the clipboards are from Amazon, and I will link that as well. I see, let me see. Sorry, I'm catching up on some of your comments. Thank you, Steve, for replying to some of them. So WTR for Write the Room. And I'm going to go grab the next center. Ooh, this one's heavy. All right, so center number 10 is sand and salt trays. And it's important for, preschool and kindergartners to practice like forming letters. But worksheets, they're boring after a while. So before they learn to really write, paper and pencil, and some kids actually have never been to a pre-K program, and so this is a really effective tool. And I did show a little blurb preview on this center, so if you saw that, I am going to tell you where I got everything. I know a bunch of people asked. So one way to do this is with the sensory writing tray. And I know a lot of pre-K teachers do it, but I also do it in kindergarten because these trays are just so easy to put together. They're so fun, and they're a great addition to a writing center. So a sensory writing tray basically is just a shallow container. It's filled with material that you can move around with your finger or a writing utensil. That's usually not a pencil. So how do you make it? I do have the link for these trays on Amazon. I'll post that as well. But you can also find these in the Target dollar spot sometimes. The Melissa and Doug, you know how like they have that lace and tray containers? Those are usually perfect. I know Target had this for a short period of time. But another thing I absolutely love doing is using themed. So you're going to usually use these for like baking and stuff. However, I use these for a sand and salt trays. And you can use different kinds of material. Depending on your classroom and allergies and everything, you know your students. But salt and sugar and cornmeal and sand. There's so many different things that you can fill it with. Obviously, you do want to think about bugs and everything like that. So, are you putting it away or are you going to have it like inside a container like this every single day and put it back? Or are you going to leave it in trays? Really is up to you. I like to add different sprinkles to mine. So of course, gingerbread sprinkles is easy. You can take the salt and you can dye salt using the watercolors and add ginger to make it smell like gingerbread. Tons of different cool things that you can add to this. And Of course, you have your eye can, so the students know exactly what they're doing. And like I said, there's writing utensils, and you can use different things like with pom-poms at the end. But one thing I found for gingerbread that works super well, and I know it's like kind of like for adult beverages, but the mixers. And this one's super like sturdy and hard, and the students can trace. If you didn't catch that video, I traced I think the site word "and" with it so you can see how easily it works. This is found on Amazon. So again, I'm going to link all the Amazon links to all this kinds of stuff. Easy for you. Tomorrow I'll add it all together. You can use gel food coloring to color the sand, the salt, and you can add scents like ginger and mix it. But also with this center, it's differentiated, and you can have letters like this, and you have capital and lowercase. Let me show you because they look a little bit different. So you have capital and lowercase letters, and then you can bump it up with beginning sounds. And the beginning sounds, there's a couple of each of the letters. You want to bump it up again, you have CVC words and blending them. Tons of sight words. I think there's over 100 sight words in this. And then you have CVCE words. And as you can see, this is all laminated and cut out and prepped. So in this creation, everything that you see here that's laminated and cut out is all included in that. And it's only $5 on TPT for the link for that. So I want to make sure that you get what you need. I am going to ship 2 of them to you. And all you have to do is type in the word sand, and then let me know what 2 skills you would like for the sand and salt tray. So type in sand, and then maybe you want alphabet and sight words, or maybe you want CVC and CVCE words. So all you have to do is type in sand, and then let me know what 2 skills you would like. You'll get the ICANN posters and 2 skills. So type in sand. Maybe you want alphabet, maybe you want sight words, maybe you want beginning sounds, CVC words, or CVCE words. Let me know the 2 skills that you would like. Don't forget, if you're typing sand, please let me know the 2 skills that you would like. I'm going to give you a chance to type that while I move on to center number 11. Center number 11. Awesome. I see a ton of people typing in. All right, so while you are typing in sand and the 2 that you would like, I'm going to move on to center 11, which is Play-Doh. And this is my newest product line. I'm so excited about this center. You have no idea. So you'll get these cards that say, I can build a, because many students don't have those small, like fine motor skills, and they usually get frustrated with writing. So this is going to help build their, self-esteem and anxiety and stress that goes with writing by building those fine motor skills. And it's also going to have vocabulary. It's going to have writing and tracing. So this is absolutely perfect center. All you have to do is print, laminate, and cut out. And then you're going to add the tools I'm going to show you. Themed. Let me get the gingerbread one out. So it says, I can build. And then you have right up here what it's supposed to look like so they know. And then they are going to take their fingers and they're going to build snakes. And they're going to use that Play-Doh snake to be able to build the whichever themed word it is. And I just want to show you how many cards this comes with. A ton of themed gingerbread cards. And all of this is only $3 on Teachers Pay Teachers, but that's not all. It also includes these mats. And it includes like a blank gingerbread house, and then it says I can build, and then there's different things so the students are not struggling to think of what to add, and you're getting tons of vocabulary and getting them to communicate and build, and they're using their imagination because this one doesn't have the building with the Play-Doh, what it looks like. So they get to use their imagination for building. And then there's a couple varieties of course, gingerbread houses that the students can choose from. And then you also have the gingerbread itself and building using the eyes, nose. Are they going to have, you know, a skirt? Are they going to have shorts? You know, what kind of shoes will they have? These are so adorable, and I'm so excited on this product line, guys. You have no idea. And I already have, in my mind, I've already written down a ton of ideas for winter. But if you can think of anything that you want me to include, like I have the winter outside where it's like has snow and everything, and then I'm having them build like snowmans. And then I have like ski slopes, and they have to make like the skiers, just, you know, ice skating. It's so cute, guys. You have no idea. And one of the things that I like to include are these trays, which you can find at the dollar store. And then I included a bunch of different kinds of materials. So, you know, helping them roll it flat. Of course, you have the little cutters. You have scissors for Play-Doh, different shapes. You can include like buttons and little miniature things to add to the gingerbread. So just a lot of variety of different things that the students can play with and use their imagination. So you will get the I can build all those cards, and all you have to do is type in the word build. I know, guys. Bonnie, I'm so excited for the winter one. You have no idea. So type in the word build to be entered into winning this awesome, cute center. And I'm going to move on to the next center while you're typing it in. Now, this center is, again, going to be a freebie, so there's going to be no code for this one, but I do want to show you ideas. So while you're typing build, I'm going to show you the next center, and that is the STEAM center, or STEM, whichever you do in your school. If you're looking for like that fun, engaging center, but you want to build like critical thinking skills, you want to cooperative learning and be able to work with partners, collaboration, perseverance. So if something fails, then keep going, planning and designing. This is just awesome. It's like the growth mindset and being a leader. You just have so many skills incorporated in this. And I wanted to let you know, because this is a freebie, I posted it, and not too many people actually saw this freebie, so I had to show this off. So one of the centers that I love to do is building is these learning resources. And you can find this on Amazon. It talks about how to build cars and how to build a swing, how to build a house, all gingerbread themed. And the shapes look like this. I always pull this out for our morning tubs. And I thought, gosh, it'd be awesome to have like a recording sheet that goes along with this. And so if you purchased my flat teacher, you I'm sure you looking at these sheets, they look kind of familiar. Yes, because this is, goes along with the flat teacher where you had to build stuff. So you have building a house. You have helping them cross the gingerbread cross the river, so they have to build a bridge, or helping them build a boat. So you don't necessarily have to use the candy construction from Learning Resources. Another one, if you don't know about, which I'm sure a lot of pre-K teachers know, but kindergarten, is Magna Tiles. And these are magnetic tiles that go together. My kids absolutely love these. And they loved like building gingerbread houses with them. I know I just babysat and we spent an hour like literally building with them. And they're perfect for the light table because they're see-through. It's just a fun thing. And we usually use this and we pretended they were boats. However, you can use aluminum foil and have them build a boat or a raft. You can have them take a gingerbread and build what kind of, how they're going to dress them. And if you join my Facebook Live on books, you know all about the pirate. So every pirate must have a pirate ship. So it's building the gingerbread and then of course the cowboy. And then I showed you on the other one, the swing. Building the tallest tower. So if you have blocks. Karate. If you watch the books, you know all about the Gingerbread Man. Building a slope so that they could go skiing, being the superhero. And if you're pre-K and you're like, oh my gosh, this is like way too hard, I do include sheets that look like this. So all they have to do is draw what they built. And then if you're a first grade teacher and you want a lot more writing, I do include longer writing sheets. I also include adding different characters to whatever you're building so that they can try it out. So we talked a lot about gingerbread and how if they fell in water that they, basically just like a cookie, how they, would not hold up because they absorb the water. But this is paper, so you just put it on the raft and then they can see if it sinks or floats. So just tons of different characters that you can incorporate with whatever they're building. Super cute. If you wanted the characters smaller, all you have to do is print like 2 to a page, and then they're like half sheets. So this is a freebie in my store. Go after this Facebook Live and download it. And I want you to try out these sheets because they are so much fun, and the kids always have a blast building. And I just wanted to show you the Magna Tiles, and I wanted to show you the Learning Resource one, because those are like a huge hit in my classroom. So this is the freebie, so I'm not going to show you a card to type, but you can download that for free and print what you would like. The next center is baking letter sounds. And yes, you will be able to win this, so make sure you pay attention for the specialty code. So if you want something engaging to practice beginning letters, so the kids already know their letters, they know their sounds, let's focus on beginning sounds. This center is for you. So what you'll do is you'll choose 2 or 3 different letters that you want to focus on. I would not go more than that. And you'll mix the cards up, and then you're going to have the students select those cards, and then they'll sort them. So to make it more fun, I love this from Melissa and Doug. Of course, they'll pretend like they're mixing the gingerbread, and then they pull it out, and then they grab one of the gingerbread cards, and then I like to use baking pans, and we want to add a little bit more fun. You'll use, obviously, the spatula, and they have to, if you really wanted the gross motor, they'd have to hold the gingerbread on the spatula and walk it or jump or whatever you would like to whichever of the pans that they're sorting. So if you're asking how they're going to sort it, that's where these letter cards come out. And I promise you, the person who wins this, I'll get it cut out, but I just ran out of time. So you'll get a pan that looks like this with all the different letters. And then you get letter cards. And these beginning sound letter cards have 6 to a page. So when you're sorting, that's why I said you don't want more than 3, because then you're going to have way too many cards and the kids are going to get so overwhelmed. So try to stick with 2, like, you know, pick the letter B or the letter D, and then have them try to differentiate and sort between that. Another thing to do is on the back of the cards, add stickers, and then you can make them self-correcting so the students can sort, and then they flip it over on the pan and they see if they're correct. So you can make this center super, super easy, fun, and engaging. They pretend like they're baking. I know my kids absolutely like to take the baking sheet. If they turned it over and they all got it correct. Then I had a little like oven. It's like one of those like Play-Doh ovens, and they like to put the sheet inside of there. So if they worked together as a team and they sorted it correct, they each got to put the tray inside of the oven and pretend like they baked the gingerbread, so as their reward for getting it correct. So just something that I thought I would share with you. All right, and this is a center I actually literally just posted last night at like almost midnight. So if you missed this, it's because I actually didn't even post it to Facebook. So you're gonna get this center laminated, cut out, prepped, all ready to go. All you have to do is type in the word bake. Oh yes, my students absolutely love relay races too. Just another way to make it more hands-on and fun. And like I said, we usually have like, a little piece of dramatic play. So it's easy to pull this and the oven, and the kids absolutely love it. So type in the word bake. All right, guys, we're kind of running down. I think we only have 3 more. Thank you again for everybody who's tuned in so far. I appreciate being patient with me and coming back to the Facebook Live. This one you don't want to miss for sure. So, playing games is just like a great way for them to be able to learn and reinforce skills. And the students love, 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 love playing games. So I try to find different games on Amazon and that I can incorporate into different themes. So going with the gingerbread theme, I thought, okay, fox. And then I stumbled, I'm not gonna lie, I stumbled upon this on Amazon. And I was like, you know what? Let me purchase it and see if I can incorporate this. So this is a brand new game. I actually have never used this with students yet. However, it's way too cute not to show you. And since you do have to purchase this game, and I thought I would make this a freebie. So yes, this and all the cards and everything is a freebie in my store, however, to someone. But I wanted to show you exactly how it works. So the game is called Catch the Fox. You gotta love technology. We're almost done, so hopefully you guys can catch me. I know it froze. I am so, so, so sorry. So if you can hear me, let me know. It looks like it's loading. So let's try for round 3. Hey, 3rd time's a charm, guys, right? So yeah, round 3 of the Facebook Live. We're almost done. This is number 14. Yay! Hi, Tammy. Sorry about that, guys. My internet's a little spotty, and promise you it's not going to happen all the time once this building's done. Luckily Steve's going to make sure that that doesn't happen again. All right, so the next thing that I was talking about, I'll kind of revert back because I don't know how long I was frozen for, so we're going to start with the Fox game. Again, like I said, this is an Amazon purchase. Playing games is a great way for students to be able to learn and reinforce the skills. So the students don't think of it as work because they're playing a game. So going with the gingerbread theme, you have the fox. And then I purchased these really cute teeny tiny gingerbread men. And they do have to be tiny because you're going to use it with this game. And I will share that gingerbread link with you so that you can play it. And like I said, that this is a center because I want you to be able to play games with the kids. And I know you're going to have to purchase this game. So I did put this on TPT absolutely free. So make sure that you get to that link, and it's up above on the 2 and first video. So anyway, so how to play. So it comes with these little teeny tiny chickens, and you put them inside of the pants, and then you raise the fox's arms, and then eventually you rescue the chickens because all the chickens get released, and then his pants. So I changed it. Instead of the chickens, is you're going to put little gingerbread, so you're pretending when you roll the dice, it'll say like, 3 or 2 or whatever, and I'm going to have the students pretend like he stole that many gingerbread, and you're trying to rescue the gingerbread. So whoever rescues the gingerbread wins. So let's say there was 3, and then you pull up on his arms like this, and it's random. So after doing it up and down, eventually, randomly, the pants will come down, and then depending on how many gingerbread, then the gingerbread's rescued, of course. So yeah, it's like, do you remember the tooth game, how it's random, and as you pull like the tooth, the alligator snaps? It's the same premise, except for his pants come down like this. So the kids are going to be a little silly, and they're probably going to laugh because then Fox is in his underwear, and then his pants go like this, and when they do, the gingerbread fall out. So it's a cute little fun game with the kids, and you're rescuing. So usually when we say when they pull the tooth and when the crocodile comes down, then it means you lost, but this is whoever can rescue the gingerbread wins. And so that's how I would play this. So the kids pull a card, they read the sight word or the letter or whatever it is, and then roll the dice. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. So here you have the sight words. So again, fox and gingerbread, and I included like a ton of sight words. I also thought about for pre-K is not only letter recognition, but actually writing and the letters. So this one comes with tracing the letters. So you just use a dry erase marker. So they'll say, okay, this is the letter B, trace it, roll the dice, and then add the gingerbread. And you'll get uppercase and lowercase, so you can see there's tons of them. And then for letter recognition, I included gingerbread letters, both uppercase and lowercase letters. Like I said, this is a freebie in my store. However, I thought it'd be fun to be able to, and I know I haven't cut it out yet because I got so busy with this building, but I will cut all of this out, and you will get all of this sight words, letters, and everything. All you have to do is type the word fox. The secret code is fox. And I will link that Amazon link for the fox and the gingerbread so that you can purchase that. But if you type in, the fox one's like super easy. And I think don't quote me on this, but I think it was like less than $15. It's so cute. Like I said, it's random. So the kids love that they can play the games and compete, but they're still having fun. So make sure you type. Yay, I'm glad it's working for everybody. And I'm so glad I'm back. Thank you, Christina. I absolutely love the t-shirt too. Awesome. All right, so while you're typing in fox, I'm going to move on to the next center. I'm just going to put that down there real quick. And I do appreciate everybody that came back for round number 3. All right, so this center is one that I'm not going to ship, but I do wanted to tell you. And there's no recording sheets on this. And that is my puppet center. And a couple of you asked like where I got everything, so I wanted to include that in this Facebook Live. And literally my collection of puppets literally range from like really big puppets to tiny finger puppets. And I believe that they're powerful, like when you're linking that literature to storytelling and retelling. It's just great for imagination, students coming up with their own stories. It builds relationships with students because you have the presenter and being respectful and listening as a listener. So it's always been a favorite center. And I didn't always have a big space in my classroom. So I tried to use like the mini finger puppet theater. It's like yay big. It's like not big at all, and it's soft. And I usually stuffed it inside of the center container, and I used that for years. I purchased it on Amazon again, but unfortunately, it didn't make it to show you. But I'll take pictures. And you don't have to purchase like big puppets either. It doesn't have to be expensive. We used to make sock puppets, and with COVID and everything like that, you might be able to make your own puppets using paper and popsicle sticks. Super easy. But I did want to show you this. So I know it's going to sound super silly, but if you went to Petco, this is actually dog toys. But I thought, how cute is that? Little gingerbread family. You have, the puppets, and then you have the little finger puppets that go along with it. The finger puppets found on Amazon. This is found on Amazon. And then, like I said, I found this. I want to say Petco. I can't remember. It was Petco or the other one. I go to so many pet stores. I love my kitty cats. But I wanted to show you that. That's where I got it. I know a couple of you asked where I found that. We're going to move on to the last and final center, which you can win. And it has to do with sight words. However, you can change it up to the skill that you need. So I talked about making stuff fun, and I just literally 2 days ago posted this resource. So I'm going to take you back to the sight word game that I used to have before COVID. And we used to have the board, and we projected the sight words on the board, and then we would take like themed poppers and like soft objects like the snow from Target, and we use that to throw it. Little loofahs like that you wash your body that are themed. Anyway, so we would throw it to the sight word and we play the game. So the teacher would say the word, and then the students would throw it, and the first person to hit that sight word would get a point. And then it eventually turned into a literacy center where the students could run that center because they already knew how to play and it was fun. One of the poppers that I use, and I know this is a corgi dog, but we pretended that this was a fox when we played, and then the fox was trying to eat the gingerbread. And so I know a lot of you are not face-to-face and you can't really play that game. It is it's still in my store if you wanted to, if you are face-to-face, and you can edit and change the sight words. But I thought to myself, gosh, I remember playing whack-a-mole game with the kids. How fun would it be if I could make it work for virtual and work for face-to-face and stick with the gingerbread theme? And so this is the creation I came up with. Like I said, we used to play whack-a-mole, so I thought, oh my goodness, let's pretend and do whack-a-gingerbread. And so there's 2 different versions. It's all included in the same resource. You'll take a file folder, and then this is just 2 sheets, and all I did was I taped it. And then you're going to laminate the file folder, and then you're going to use little whacking tools. And then let's say you did the sight word R. Then you would have them whack A-R-E. So it's whack a word. However, I did include whack a letter. So if you're pre-K and you're just focusing on letters, then you can also play with letters too. And it comes with sheets. So like, let's say and it's color in black and white. Let me also remind you of that too. So you can make photocopies and send this to your students. And there's different themes. So let me show you. All right, so you have, when I said different themes, like, I have gingerbread house and all the different themed ones. So I printed one copy of this so that you can see all the different ways that you can incorporate it. So this is just gingerbread, dough. And you can see here I did the R controlled. So if you're more like first grade kindergarten, you're teaching that. If you're working maybe on diagraphs, this is completely editable. So you can use letters, you can use sounds, you can use CBC, CBCE, any phonics skill you want. Let's say you're working on word families. You can focus on the blending them, or you could focus on the word family and you can change the color of the font. So you can see at, and then all you're focusing on is the beginning sound and chunking the words because it's really important to teach that. Casting, no, I don't. The whacking tools are from Amazon. Let me also tell you, I used pool noodles. If you cut those pool noodles and then you buy Dowel, Walmart, kind of wood-looking things, you can shove it in there. I hot glued them because if you don't hot glue them, then they fling it like this and then, yeah, it flies everywhere. So don't do that. But if you're going to make them, like if you didn't want to purchase these things, also Oriental Trading has like little teeny tiny like hammers, and they're the stress toys, so you like can squeeze them. So let's say they did fling it or they did hit somebody or whatever, it's like soft and won't do anything. Now, obviously, we talk about hitting the mats and nothing else, and so if a child does that, the consequence is they have to use their finger or their hand and smash it instead of using the tool. So the kids learn real fast to use it appropriately. So you have sight words, and again, I just wanted to show you different ways you can use this. CVC words, and then here, of course, I've used the blue and the red to really stand out all the vowel letters and focusing on that. Yeah, so like you have the mats, and like I said, this comes in black and white. So you can print it on colored paper and send it to your students if you're not face-to-face. If you are face-to-face, and this is, really cool. I did want to show you the different kinds of poppers for the other games. I keep them in tubs like this so that I can easily pull them out. So if you can't do, like I said, the popper game, this is a great alternative for that. And I know this is pre-K, so once I wanted to show you all the different ways you can edit it, and then I'm going to pick a winner, and that person's going to have to reach out to me and tell me, do you want the letters in file folders? Do you want the actual mats? So whatever you want. So I'll make that for you so that it's already printed and laminated. I didn't want to make a full set because I didn't know who was going to win. So what you're going to do is type in the word whack. And whoever the winner is, you'll reach out to me and tell me what you would like. And while you're typing in whack, get this put away. All right, make sure you're typing in the word whack to win that. And while you're typing in, I again want to thank you so much, everybody who stayed with me. If you watched, round 3, round 2, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Don't forget to obviously subscribe to my Facebook page so that you do not miss any Facebook lives. Hopefully it'll be much better once we have the building completely up and ready to go. And if you did not win the Facebook Live, like I said, I'm going to get those winners out. It might take me a little bit later. I was planning for tomorrow, but now that I have 3 videos to go through, give me a little bit of time to be able to pick those winners. But, leave a comment, and I am going to pick one special person to win a $10 TPT gift card. However, to win this, you need to be able to comment on the YouTube video. So I'm going to put all 3 videos together, and I will post that for you guys. And all you have to do is type what your favorite out of all 16 centers were. So I'll keep you posted on that. I'll keep you posted on the winners. Again, if you win and after I've typed it, don't forget to PM me your email or your address so I can get it shipped to you as fast as possible. My ultimate goal would be this weekend, but we'll see how everything works out. So again, guys, have an amazing rest of your night. I can't believe it's 9 p.m., much later, and so I do appreciate you sticking with me, and I will see you in the next Facebook Live. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I will look and see if you had any questions, if I missed it, because it was a little crazy. But until next time, have an amazing night, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.